You gave her everything, the flowers, the trips. You paid the bills. You were present, generous, and devoted. And still, she left, and you're asking yourself why. The truth isn't cruel, but it is sobering because women aren't loyal to effort. They're loyal to emotion. You can give her the world, but if she doesn't feel something when she's with you, something alive, mysterious, magnetic, she drifts. She may not even know why, but you'll feel it. The distance, the coolness, the slow fade. And here's what most men don't understand. You don't lose her when you stop doing. You lose her when she stops feeling. See, a woman doesn't replay your actions. She replays the emotional imprint you left on her nervous system. That moment when you looked at her with total presence and she felt seen, not admired, not complimented, seen. That kind of presence can't be faked. And it doesn't come from doing more. It comes from being more grounded, more embodied, more conscious of your energy. Women crave emotional truth, not transactional effort. That's why the man who buys the ring, sends the flowers, plans the trips, still loses. To the man who barely does any of that but makes her feel something deeper, something unpredictable, something raw. Now I want to be clear. This doesn't mean women want to be mistreated. That's not what I'm saying. But emotional loyalty isn't created by stability alone. It's created by intensity, by impact, by contrast. Women aren't loyal to routine, they're loyal to resonance. It's not the dinner date she remembers, it's how she felt on the ride home. Was her heart racing? Was her soul stirred? Or was it just nice? Safe? Predictable? And here's where many men get it wrong. They confuse consistency with connection. Yes, consistency is attractive. Yes, being dependable is valuable. But if that's all there is, without presence, without polarity, you become emotionally invisible. And when a woman no longer feels you, she starts looking for herself elsewhere. Not to punish you, but to reconnect with her own emotional aliveness. We remember moments that shape us. Women remember relationships by their emotional waves, the highs, the mystery, the depth, the stillness that says more than words ever could. And if your energy is flat, always pleasing, never challenging, always available, she respects you. But she doesn't ache for you. And here's the hard truth. Emotional tension keeps love awake. You don't have to play games, but you do have to stop playing small. Stop trying to earn her with effort and start embodying the kind of man who makes her feel magnetized, grounded, and curious all at once. Speak to her soul, not her checklist. Control your energy, not her calendar. Because when she feels something she can't explain, that's when she stays. That's when she opens. That's when you stop being a good man in her life and become the man she can't forget. Romantic connection isn't logical. It's visceral. It doesn't reward the one who tries the hardest. It responds to the one who makes her feel the deepest. So the question is not, are you doing enough? The real question is, are you moving her? Because she doesn't stay for what you give. She stays for how you make her feel when you give nothing at all. And now that you know that, you'll never see love the same way again. Number games are for boys. But a man rooted in his own truth doesn't beg for connection, he creates space for it. He doesn't chase validation. He invites intimacy through presence, depth, and stillness. He creates emotional tension not through manipulation, but through his calm in the storm. Through his steadiness when she tests his edges. Through the prey. Quiet confidence that says, I know who I am, even when you're unsure of who you are. Think about it. When she sends a cold text and you don't flinch. When she pulls back and you don't pursue. When she tries to provoke a reaction and you offer her grounded silence instead of fragile anger, that is emotional mastery. And it's rare. That's why it stands out. That's why it moves her. This isn't about withholding affection. It's about being intentional, not impulsive. Present, not performative. A woman's loyalty isn't to the man who tries the hardest. It's to the man who leaves an imprint on her emotional world, the one who resonates. Stoicism, real stoicism, trains you to stop reacting and start embodying. It teaches you to feel deeply, but to move wisely, to let her feel your presence without forcing your opinion, and to let her come to you not because you asked, but because she feels something she can't explain. That silence, that calm, that unshakable energy. To her, it's not distance, it's depth. And it creates space for her emotions to rise, to chase, to crave. You don't need to be more available. You need to be more impactful, less reactive, more grounded. That's not manipulation, that's masculine energy at its highest form. That's attraction, not attention seeking. And here's the deepest truth. Women are not loyal to you. They're loyal to how they feel about themselves when they're around you. This is where most men get it painfully wrong. They think, if I treat her like a queen, she'll stay. But the real question is, how does she feel in your presence? Does she feel inspired? Desired? Mysterious? Feminine? Or does she feel like she's with a man who's more interested in being approved than being authentic? Women are emotional, but even more, they're self-referencing. They reflect who they become in your presence. If she feels alive, powerful, beautiful, and emotionally charged around you, she will associate you with that feeling. And she want more of it, but if she feels bored, controlled, overvalidated, she blame you even if you were doing all the right things. She doesn't want a babysitter. She wants a mirror that reflects her highest self. She wants a man who ignites parts of her that even she can't always access. And that comes not from doing more. It comes from being more. From embodying presence, from knowing your value. From having boundaries, depth, and emotional discipline. Be the man who sees her, not just her face, but her fire. The one who listens but isn't afraid to walk away. The one who desires her but doesn't need her. The one who touches her soul, not just her skin. That kind of man, she doesn't just remember him, she returns to him. Again and again. Not because he tried harder, but because he felt different. So remember this, her loyalty can't be bought. It has to be awakened, not with effort, but with essence. You don't need to become someone else. You need to come home to who you really are, before the world taught you to perform, to please, to chase. That's what stoicism in love looks like. Quiet confidence, emotional precision, and powerful presence. It's not the dinners. It's not the roses. It's not the long texts or late night calls. It's the feeling, the soul-stirring energy that she doesn't find anywhere else. A woman stays where she feels something real. Not comfort, not convenience, but something that moves her. She stays with the man who doesn't just serve her, he sees her. So ask yourself, are you trying to impress her? Or are you awakening something in her that no one else dares to touch? Don't be the man who gives everything and is forgotten. Be the man who gives presence and becomes unforgettable. If this spoke to something deep in you, drop a heart in the comments so I know you're not just a nice guy. You're a stoic one. Subscribe, like, and share this with a brother who's ready to stop chasing and start embodying. Stay grounded. Stay powerful. And I'll see you in the next one.